Skips are something we all love doing in video games, whether you are trying to beat through the story really fast, or maybe you just want to impress your friends. Some can save a big chunk of time, and some only saves a little bit. Either way, here are 10 skips that everybody should know about in Borderlands 3. Jakobs Estate Lift Skip. As you might know, this lift right here moves very, very slow. So we're going to skip that. The first thing you want to do is walk up and press the button, and that's going to activate the lift. And at this point, you want to go ahead and jump onto the side of the railing. Now make sure you jump on the right side, otherwise this won't work. Then from here, you want to jump down to the wooden support and then jump across the gap. If you do this right, the lift will not be above you anymore, and you can go ahead and mantle up. Backdoor to Mouthpiece at Ascension Bluffs. This skip is a Zane exclusive skip, because you do need your clone to teleport to higher ground. So what you want to do is stand on this trash pile and look at the higher ground up above. Then you want to jump and place the clone at the peak of your jump. If you get this right, you will place the clone up above, and then you can teleport yourself up. Now this skip will save a big chunk of time, because going the normal way is a lot longer of a run, and also the enemies will slow you down. Now you can do this skip during the story, or if you want to come back and farm Mouthpiece, but do keep in mind the game doesn't think you're in the arena yet, so make your way back to the beginning of the arena and it will spawn in the boss. The Jakobs Estate Out of Bounds. We're back at the Jakobs Estate, and now you're trying to race your way back over to Billy to farm him. What better way to get there than going out of bounds? Now if you are doing this during the main story, make sure you clear out the first room after the cutscene, and then you want to turn around and go back to the staircase. This wall right above the staircase is not solid, so you can go ahead and jump and mantle your way through the wall. At this point, make sure you follow the path I show up here. If you don't, you will fall back into the caves below. You don't want that. There are many paths you can take to the area up ahead, but this one is overall my favorite one to take. You can go ahead and find your own path out of bounds if this one doesn't suit you. A cool thing about this map is the out of bounds does look beautiful, so even if you don't want to use this skip to get over to Billy, you can just look out of bounds and enjoy the scenery. They did a really good job constructing this whole mansion, and it's kind of a shame you don't see the other half of it unless you go out of bounds. We'll climb up and over these rocks, and we're just about there. The final thing you want to do here is get back in bounds, and the way to do that is to touch this wall right here, and by doing so, you're going to hit the save point right behind this wall. After that, you can go ahead and save quit to spawn back in bounds, or you can jump into the void below. There you go, you have skipped your way over to Billy, and you can go ahead and farm him. The Droughts Crate Skip. This skip is one you can do right at the beginning of the game, and this skip will save a big portion of time because going around the long way is quite slow. What you want to do is walk up to this double stack crate, and then you will find a trash pile by the side of it. From here, go ahead and jump to the very left side of the crate and spam jump. If you do it right, you will mantle up and over, and you can make your way to Vaughn faster. Now if you don't spam jump when you're jumping up the crate, then the crate's hitbox will push you off. It may take a couple tries to get right, but once you learn it, it will make your early game a lot faster to get through. The skip dude. The Athenas Out of Bounds. As you might know, Athenas does involve a bunch of mobbing, and a lot of you guys might think this mobbing is required. Hey, guess what? It's not. If you look at the objective, it doesn't say anything about killing these mobs at all. We just have to follow Maya, or in this case, Maya follows us. Once you're at Athenas and clear out the first bit of mobbing, which is required, you will ring the bell and trigger the cutscene to meet Maya. At this point, Maya's going to slowly walk over to the next area and tell you a story. Instead of waiting on that, we're just going to go out of bounds and proceed forward. This skip is a little bit difficult to pull off and will take a bit of practice. What you need to do is make your way to the top platform in the next area, and then turn around and run and mantle off this pole. After that, you do need to jump from this pole to the metal overhang, and you do need to make sure you jump to the right side, otherwise you will slip off of it. Now you can mantle up and over the invisible wall and then make your way out of bounds, and then we will do a wide jump around this invisible wall. Yeah, even though you can't see it, there is a lot of invisible walls out of bounds. If you hit one of them, you will fall into the void and then get yourself stuck. After the tricky out of bounds, you can jump your way back in bounds, and then hit the save station and go for a save quit. The reason why we have to save quit is to despawn all the enemies, otherwise Maya will stop and try to fight all of them. Yeah, you definitely don't want that. From here, we're going to sit back a little bit to make sure the mobs don't spawn in, and we're just watching the minimap to wait for Maya to touch the door. After that, you can go for another save quit, spawn back in, and ring the bell. There you have it, that is your Athena skip. Droughts Early Car Grab. This will be another Zane exclusive skip, because we are going to need the clone to pull this off. Once you meet Ellie, she's going to tell you to grab a car, so you'll want to make your way over to the car spawning area. You are going to find a bunch of enemies as you proceed along, but just ignore them and head to the next area. To your right, you're going to find a bunch of cars stacked up, so go ahead and jump on top of them, and then make your way on top of this roof and look inside the garage. At this point, there is a 50% chance the car is going to spawn here, so go ahead and place your clone inside the garage and then watch your minimap. If you see it pop up, go ahead and warp in and hijack the car. From here, you can take the car to the catcher ride and continue the story. Athenas bridge door skip. After meeting up with Ava and clearing out the graveyard, you will kill a giant ratch that will drop an iridium shard. After that, you can go for a save quit and proceed to do this skip. One thing you will need though is a low level Vlad-off impact grenade, and you get one of these as a mission reward for the first mission in the game. If you happen to sell it off, you can easily buy one from the vendor at the Droughts too. Normally, you would have to mob a bunch of enemies after you pick up the iridium shard in the graveyard, and doing that and waiting on Ava is very slow. Because you did go for a save quit after the iridium shard, you're going to spawn back at the bridge door, and what you need to do from here is run up to the rock and touch it real fast. I know it sounds weird, but by doing this, Ava's going to start moving and then run to the bridge door. If you skip this step, she will just stand still and never open the door at all. After that, you're going to run back to the bridge door and stand right here, and now you have to do a Vlad-off grenade jump from this spot up to this pillar. So click your grenade button, jump right after, and then make your way up. If you get it right, you can mantle over and make your way over to Tron. Along the way, Ava's going to finally open the door and check off the objective, and you can proceed on and do the Tron fight as normal. The Fort Sunshine skip. This one is super easy to do if you want to farm Turnkey 10 for the Maggie, or maybe you want to farm Moldok the Anointed for the Face Puncher. Anyways, you want to head over to Floodmore Basin at the Naughty Peak, and then make your way over to the Fort Sunshine entrance. Now, normally the game wants you to ride these crates all the way over to Fort Sunshine, which is very slow, and we don't like the slow path, we like to go fast. Right in front of you is going to be the entrance, but the door is locked, but there is a way around it. What you can do is stand on top of the crates in front of the door, and then jump into the air and go into photo mode. After that, you can take the camera up and over the door and find a switch on the other side. This switch will open the front door, but we do have to do a little trick in order to open it. From here, place your camera right in front of the switch, exit photo mode, use your use button, and that will open the door to Fort Sunshine. Now make sure you are mashing the use button once you exit photo mode. If you don't, you will miss the switch and then have to do it again. There you go, you can farm away and hopefully get the items you're looking for. Voracious canopy out of bounds. Now this skip is going to be one you want to use after you defeat Genevieve for the first time. Like, don't do this during the main quest, because if you do, it will lock a door forever, which means you cannot run back to Genevieve normally. So again, do this skip after you've defeated Genevieve for the first time. Anyways, make your way to the front of the ship, and then turn around and you will see a metal beam sticking out in front of the door. Go ahead and run forward and mantle on top of it, and the next thing you want to do is jump to this other metal beam on your right side. Once you do that, the wall in front of you is not going to be solid, so you can jump right through it, and now you're going to be out of bounds. From here, you can follow the path that I'm taking over to the next area, and even if you don't want to use this skip to get to Genevieve faster, you can still explore out of bounds too. This is a pretty cool map to explore, and there's a lot to see, and it really does make you admire how the maps are put together. With this out of bounds, you do want to be a little bit careful because you can fall into the waters below. If you do that, well, you die. I guess ball hunters can't swim. From here, you can drop down to the grassy area and proceed forward, and there are going to be a few mantles you can use here to get back on top of the ship. It's really not that hard of a skip to do once you get the hang of it. Anyways, after you make your way all the way to the end here, you can jump back in bounds and then proceed your way to Genevieve. Now, this skip only saves a small bit of time, but it's still really fun to do. The Carnivora Invisible Elevator. Finally here, we do have a pretty cool elevator you can do, and what an elevator is a way to climb up an invisible barrier, and then to jump on top of or over the invisible barrier. Now for this skip, you will need smooth frame rate, so the more frames that you have in the game, the easier the skip will be to do. Now on PC, you can just set your frames to unlimited frame rate, and for console, I'm not quite sure if this skip will work for you guys since you guys are locked at 60 FPS. One way to boost your frame rate for this skip is to look straight up into the sky, and because you're not rendering anything in sight, it will give you more frames. Anyways, this skip will skip over half of the map for Carnivora, and all you need to do is go to the first area where the mobs are and then proceed to the first door. Instead of going through the door, you can find a sign on your left side of Pain and Terror. What you want to do from here is jump into the corner and keep spamming jump. If you get it right, you can hop up an invisible barrier, and once you get up to the top, you can jump up and over. There you have it, you skipped half the map. Anyways, that's going to do it for the video today. So let me know below in the comments if you guys want to see more. Heck, if you guys are interested, I will make some more of these videos for Borderlands 1 and 2. So again, let me know below if you guys are interested in that. My goal right now is to cover things that people aren't really covering in the Borderlands franchise, and I figured shortcuts or skips would be a great way to start. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, then please be sure to leave a like, because that'd be awesome. And if you guys really enjoyed it, be sure to sub. You guys have a great day, and I will see you all later. Peace out.